Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Dustin Wan, 10-year member of Team USA and professional libero. The feedback was so inspiring on the 7-day passing course that I had to run it back. This time, we are going to learn all about digging and how you can be a better defensive player, using some of the best diggers in the world to learn from.
The goal is an opportunity. Too often, the goal is perfection. Too often, the pursuit of perfection leaves the defender's team without an opportunity. As a defender, we need to flip the goal. We need to realize that the priority needs to be a touch that results in an opportunity for our team to get a swing on a ball in transition. If it's easy, we can put on the setter's head. But too often, we are attempting to pass the dig, and with little reaction time in comparison to a serve, we end up with a touch that allows the opposing team to have one more chance at finishing the rally. Today, we are going to learn all the different ways we can prepare ourselves to be in a better foundation, able to respond to quick and powerful attacks. So let's begin. There are many different ways to prepare our arms to dig a ball, but I believe the foundation should always start with our arms extended away from our body towards the attacker. By creating space away from our body, specifically the space by our armpits, stretching out our arms to extend, making sure they are close to being parallel with the floor. With an emphasis on our arms away from our body, we are able to create space and time to react once the ball is contacted by the hitter, as our arms naturally concede back into the body as we are attempting to track the ball. If we start with our arms in a natural position, or a position we hope to contact the ball at, we will consistently be disappointed in our contact point as subconsciously our arms will retract into our body. This style of defense can work when everything is easily predictable or coach is initiating the drill, but in live time where we cannot accurately predict the game, preparing our arms with much more space than we might actually need, it will give us a larger window to track, locate, and contact the ball without our body coming into play. Just as we spoke about space being a priority in reception, the same rule applies in defense, as once our platform contacts our body, something has to give. The hips are usually the first to go, and from the hips, our angle, and therefore the ball's desired target, is drastically altered. Individual arms. This is where our preparation to dig can be a specific preference, as there are currently so many styles to present our arms to the attacker. Here are 4 ways to prepare yourself to give your team an opportunity on defense. Number 1, arms bent, palms down, close to touching. This is what most youth athletes are taught, as when we first learn how to play volleyball, the touch is initiated from a coach and the ball is directed right to our midline. With our coach making it as easy and as simple as possible, we groove this expectancy that the ball will always come to our midline, narrowing our arms to the center of our body. Pros: simple, compact, and balanced. The most efficient style to connect and dig everything in our body line. A simpler move for responding to tips and balls in front of us. More prepared to dig powerful attacks in our midline. Where this technique can be difficult and not beneficial towards our ability to dig is often we're too locked in on our expectancy that the ball will come to us. We're more likely to connect our arms and then move to the ball outside of our body. We will be slower to move to the ball outside of our body with our arms connected. The quicker we connect our arms, we are more likely to spin our hips away from the attacker, leaving our angle facing the bleachers. Number 2, arms bent, palms down, shoulder width apart. I like this style a lot for younger athletes, and I find myself using this style when the opposing team is in a high ball situation. Having the foresight that most balls won't be hit to our midline, and knowing that most of the time our arms naturally gravitate towards our midline, we can widen our arms in preparation to dig. By starting with our palms down, we have the least amount of work to do connecting our arms. By widening our arms away from our midline, shoulder distance apart, we can be quicker to put our intended angle on the ball to our side without our hips drastically opening, ruining our touch on the ball. The pros: simple, balanced, simple move to connect our arms. We are more likely to move individual arms to balls hit to our side. We are able to keep our hips locked on the hitter longer. Hand position is most efficient for responding to tips and balls in front of us. There aren't so many cons to this one. As I mentioned, I'm a little biased as I use this, but we have less time on our forearms to make quick reactions and less time to dig powerful attacks in our midline. Time for a new way of defense. Something you've probably heard about by now, something I'm sure you've seen at the very least. Talking about the scoop. These two styles are relatively new to the volleyball world, but I'm seeing more and more young liberos and receivers using this style and dominating other athletes using the old style. I currently use the palm-up style, but I believe the athlete must put in a ton of work outside of team training to learn this style of digging and to obtain a certain foundation before using this in training and our games. When watching videos on liberos, specifically the best digging liberos, more and more of them are rejecting the old way of playing defense and are using this palms-up style. The two best defenders in the world at the moment, in my opinion, are Zhenya and Pavel Zatorsky, who also happen to be using the palms up method. So number 3, arms bent, palms up, arms are shoulder width apart. This is a style that I use in digging quicks, pipes, most opposite attacks down the line, and if it looks like it's going to be a one-on-one matchup in position 4 for the opposing team's outside hitter. Different than the first two styles, imagine someone pulling your thumbs outside your body until both palms are facing the sky. Even if you aren't a pro, I suggest experimenting with this style defending quick attacks or being in a situation where you have little time to react, as we will double our single arm platform with at times. We can even dig balls in this style without even locking our arms, just touching our arms together, doubling the platform at times where we must react fast, creating the quickest angle possible outside of our body. Pros, best style to help us in quick reactions, overpasses, quick attacks. We have the most width on our forearms to dig balls with only one arm, more likely to move individual arms to balls hit to our side. We are able to keep our hips locked longer on the hitter if the ball is outside of our body. Cons, difficult to react to low balls, difficult to react to tips in front of you, more likely to stab at soft driven balls with one hand, and there's still a small habit for the arms to come inside the body and then out. Number 4, arms bent, palms up, outside the knees. This is a style which is the most fascinating to me, and this is a style that Zhenya and Pavel Zatorsky use. Arguably, as I said, the two best defensive liberos in the world at the moment. Both Zhenya and Zatorsky have been playing defense like this for 4+ years now, and I'm starting to see a lot of young liberos that are just making their way into the top leagues using this style and dominating on the defensive end. Their arms are so wide that they are less likely to connect in the middle, which means we will be quicker moving with individual arms. And by doing this, our hips will be less likely to open up, keeping our intended angle longer for balls hit outside of our body. Pros, best style to help us in quick reactions, overpass attacks, middle blocker attacks. We have the most width on our forearm to dig balls with only one arm. It's the best style to dig balls hit to our side. We're able to keep our hips locked on the hitter longer. Arms are least likely to connect in the middle by starting so wide. Our defensive radius increases extensively. The cons? Difficult to react to low balls. It's difficult to react to tips in front of you. More likely to stab at soft driven balls with one hand. Less likely to get a great touch on a ball driven right at you. So get out there, experiment, have a friend or coach crush balls at you from 5 feet, 10 feet, and 15 feet away. See what works best in each situation, what helps you to react to quick and powerful balls, and which gives you the most control in easier situations. Build your path to greatness today. See you tomorrow for day 2. Better today, better tomorrow, better together.